It's May 10th, JLD here, and welcome to MSTR Today. In this show, we're going to talk about how babies get Bitcoin. We'll be diving into Bitcoin's current interest level. You might be surprised. Also, listen, Bitcoin is destiny, MSTR is duty. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. Also, a Q2 earnings projection you're not going to want to miss. Very exciting. Also, some epic Michael Saylor video clips. This video is not financial advice, but do comment below. I've been loving your comments. It's been keeping us above 100K, so keep it coming. Comment about what you're thinking about. Just comment for support, and let's dive on in. All right, we're going to start off with a Michael Saylor post on this video that is Kids Get Bitcoin. I wanted to share this first because it's just so funny. So why not just start off with a nice little fun, enjoyable video? So take it away.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. It's not like Google and Facebook. It's not like Apple and Amazon. Yeah. We can debate Apple or Amazon. What's better? They both look like tech monopolies to me. They both look pretty good. On the other end, Bitcoin or no. Bitcoin.
If you don't get a kick out of that, I'm sorry. I really do. Bitcoin Archive says Bitcoin is at 103,000 and the world is sleeping on the fact. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, look back what was happening earlier when Bitcoin had its last bull run and it spiked up here. The interest was so high. It was over 75. It actually got close to 100 two times and then over 75 another time. Recently, during the most recent run-up, it did get back to over 75, but then, of course, it plummeted, and we're way down at 25. Everybody's sleeping on the fact, and Bitcoin's near an all-time high. It's absolutely insane. I don't think this is going to get over here again until we're at 150. That's my projection. And by the time that we get to 150, you and I are going to be tap dancing all the way to Funtown. Chris says, updated the Bitcoin Treasury Company's comparison chart. This includes some slight revisions and 2 new additions. But at the end of the day, look at this. MSTR, it's the only all green with one red, which is substantial cash reserves, which to me should actually also be a green. Like, why do you want cash reserves? That cash is dirty, dirty fiat. It should be into Bitcoin, which is what MSTR does. So to me, these are all green. As you can see, the other ones, a lot of red in here, a lot of red. GME's got a long way to go, unfortunately, for them. Semler's looking pretty good. ALTBG's looking pretty good, but the leader, undisputed champion of the world. Chris says, Strategy is a platform that creates financial products deliberately engineered to capture the maximum flow of fiat capital from individual and institutional investors so that it can be converted into Bitcoin. As a byproduct, Strategy is digitizing the capital markets and accelerating the transition to a Bitcoin standard. This is my new default mental model for thinking about MSTR that it most effectively captures what Saylor and company are doing. So let's start at the top. Strategy, the fiat trap. You have individual investors and institutional investors. They have this thing called dirty fiat, cash. Financial products engineered to attract the maximum of this dirty fiat. What does it go? Into dividends, converts, equity, ETFs, options, but it all comes into what? Strategy, the company that we own, the equity, MSTR. You can see the arrow that drives down here from these others that fill up this present. Boom, arrow down into Strategy, the MSTR shareholders bucket. That turns into fiat conversion, which to your left is digitizes global capital markets. To the right, accelerates transition to a Bitcoin standard. And then, of course, boom, Bitcoin Strategy. That's, Bitcoin Treasury. The Bitcoin Strategy is the Bitcoin Treasury, where all of this flows down into the Bitcoin Treasury. Love it. BitStrategy says the question isn't whether Bitcoin will set you free. The question is whether is what you will do with your freedom once you have it. Bitcoin isn't hope; it's destiny. Bitcoin isn't an investment; it's duty. And I would actually add another line that would say, Bitcoin and strategy are inevitable. And those are my words, JLD. Community post from the MicroStrategy's. He has a great post here about ran the MSTR debt adjusted Bitcoin MNAV. Good news. Overall, we're trending up. The November 2024 highs and recent lows were outliers. Considering the current debt increases, the correlation R2 with the linear trend line seems we're still undervalued against the trend line. Big run-ups in MNAV have corresponded with big runs in Bitcoin. Perhaps we'll get another run-up in MNAV as Bitcoin makes all-time highs. Thoughts? And then you can see this chart here. It's an extended MSTR MNAV trend bands with Bitcoin price, thanks to the MicroStrategy's. So thank you, brother. Jeff says Q2 is likely going to be the big blowout quarter on earnings for MSTR. This quarter ends on 6/30, which is 52 days from now. The earnings release call will likely be on August 5th or 6th, technically qualifying MSTR for the S&P 500. The market will react surprised and bewildered. Capital will allocate accordingly. MSTR will capitalize on the opportunity with capital tools, ATM, Strike, Strive, Converse, etc. Volatility will rise. Bitcoin will rise. Market bewilderment will rise. Bitcoin will be purchased in droves. Bitcoin treasury companies will also be ripping to upside and adding to buy-side pressure, all while the nation states try to catch up. The thesis is playing out in real time. We are witnessing history. Position yourselves accordingly. We will forever look back on 2025 as a pivotal year in Bitcoin. I totally agree. I'm so glad that I am here for all of it, that I've been buying every day during it. I cannot wait. So all we're hoping for now is this 52 days from now, Bitcoin price is over $97,000 per Bitcoin. Of course, the more the merrier, but that's the magic number-ish. You know, as the days get closer, we'll have the exact number as things change a little bit, but it will be right around there for the most part. I have some great video clips of Michael Saylor, so strap in and enjoy.
Digital transformation business. This is the transformation of capital, right? Global wealth is spread across $900 trillion of assets. Bitcoin is $2 trillion. Most capital is divided between long-term capital. That's the store of value assets you just hold to keep your money. And then other assets held for utility. The stuff, the building you need to work in, the warehouse, the working farm, the stock you're holding for dividends. When you see the world that way, what you realize is that risk factors are destroying the long-term capital, right? Your capital is being destroyed by taxes, by inflation, by tariffs, by insurance, by torts, culture shocks, regulation, antitrust. Every single 10K has got 30 pages of these disclosures in them. And so that long-term capital, it's transforming into digital capital because there's no fires in cyberspace. There's no hurricanes in cyberspace. There's no tariffs in cyberspace. There's no war in cyberspace. Why don't you just move your money someplace where some politician is not going to take it away from you, or some war isn't going to deprive you of it, or lightning's not going to strike it? Because at the end of the day, Bitcoin succeeds based on a simple premise. A bunch of smart people in the world would like to keep their money. Period. That's the idea, right? Who's buying it? The smart money. The smart money everywhere in the world is buying a digital network to keep their money. Here's the hard truth about publicly traded equities. If I expand my view from New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ to, all the over-the-counter publicly traded securities, there's 12,000. Of those 12,000, 15% can beat the S&P index. 15% beat the index over the course of a decade. 12% of them have a stock that's got more than $10 million a day of liquidity. 83% of all the trading volume in the stock market in the United States is 100 stocks. When you watch CNBC and it's like NVIDIA, Apple, Google, Meta, NVIDIA, Apple, my opinion of Apple, my opinion of NVIDIA, my opinion of the 2X NVIDIA ETF, Apple, 2X Apple, NVIDIA, Meta, gold, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And if you're waiting for your favorite company to pop up, it's not going to pop up because the television knows that people just want to trade these 100 things. 8% of those companies have an option market. 8%. Okay, here's the painful one. All of the wealth created in the stock market comes from 4% of the public companies. 96% of these companies have performance equivalent to a treasury bill. That's brutal, right? 96% of the companies can't beat a T-bill.
And we have some more great Michael Saylor clips when we get back from thanking our sponsor. Online shopping has never been easier, but this ease is new enough that we remember a time when entering all our credit card info every time we purchased something online was the norm. Luckily, we don't have to do that anymore thanks to Shopify. That's right, that purple Shop Pay button that makes it seamless to purchase online is powered by Shopify. And Shopify doesn't just make it easy to buy, it makes it incredibly easy to start a business no matter your experience. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and they make it super easy to get up and running with beautiful, ready-to-go templates and built-in marketing and email tools. Worried about tracking inventory, payments, and analytics? No stress. Shopify helps you manage it all from a single dashboard. And back to that iconic purple Shop Pay button, it's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/MSTR. Go to shopify.com/MSTR, shopify.com/MSTR. So check it out. I know we're all looking to stack more Bitcoin and MSTR, and to do that, we need more fiat. So let's chat about our sponsor, ShipStation. We all know the market can seem pretty chaotic at times, but if you're in charge of order fulfillment for your business, you already understand chaos. While we might not be able to help calm the chaos in the market, ShipStation is here to help when it comes to shipping and fulfillment. I've used ShipStation to easily automate shipping to customers around the globe. My favorite part about the platform, managing orders in one simple dashboard makes an otherwise massive task feel pretty darn simple. Plus, ShipStation not only integrates with the services and selling channels you already use, it's also the fastest, most affordable way to ship products to your customers. ShipStation hooks you up with discounts up to 88% off UPS, DHL Express, and USPS rates, and up to 90% off FedEx rates. Calm the chaos of order fulfillment with the shipping software that delivers. Switch to ShipStation today. Go to shipstation.com/MSTR to sign up for your free trial, or click the pinned comment below this video. That's shipstation.com/MSTR. And thank you for supporting our sponsors that allow myself and my team to continue to produce these daily videos for you for free. Now back to the show.
Well, we've got haves and have-nots. CNBC talks about 100 tickers a day, but there's 100 stock tickers total, and they make up 80% of the trading volume. There's 12,000 public companies in the US. There's 4,000 or 5,000 on NASDAQ and New York Stock Exchange. Most of them, the market has lost interest in, and they're competing against a Google or against Amazon or against a Microsoft or against an Apple. So if you're one of those mid-sized small companies and you're staring at these trillion-dollar, digital giants, and no one cares about you, then at some point after struggling like that for month after month, year after year, you start thinking it's kind of hopeless. And so the explosion in interest in Bitcoin Treasury strategies, I think, comes because companies are realizing that there's hope for them. There's an opportunity. And it is by plugging into the next great digital transformation, right? The way that you actually get back on top, the way you start re-energizing a company and growing it, is by digitally transforming your balance sheet. And the companies that have done it earliest are having extraordinary success. Companies like Strategy, companies like Meta Planet. And so as more and more companies embrace the Bitcoin standard, and as their stocks start to perform and as their investors start to see success, the idea is spreading because, no one takes a company public wanting to be an also ran or be roadkill for Amazon.
Why do so many companies resort to things like stock buybacks or acquiring other companies when they're deploying capital? Why not buy Bitcoin?
The conventional corporate finance playbook is cash is trash and cash underperforms the S&P index. And so the S&P index is the cost of capital. And if you've got excess cash flow, then you need to return it to the investors so they can invest it and get that cost of capital or get the S&P return. And you either do it with a buyback or you do it with the dividend. I think the primary reason the market concluded that is because for 100 years, the Treasury reserve asset of every public company was short-dated Treasury bills. And they never had another Treasury asset. Your choices would be Treasury bills, gold, or Bitcoin. Gold was the reserve asset of the 19th century. Corporate sovereign debt, like 30-day T-bills, is the Treasury asset, the reserve asset of the 20th century. And Bitcoin is the reserve asset emerging in the 21st century.
And there you have it, another episode of MSTR Today. And here's my receipt from yesterday. I bought a 0.494 share of MSTR. Time to celebrate. It's the first time I've ever bought less than half a share of MSTR with my daily $210 purchase. I mean, it's both sad and a celebration. It's sad because I'm not getting more shares of MSTR. I mean, back a month ago, I was getting like 0.7 or 0.8 shares for every $210. But it's a celebration because MSTR is moving in the right direction, which of course makes most people happy, including myself. So I love it when it spikes, and when it draws back, I just look at it as another great buying opportunity as I continue to purchase $210 every trading day of 2025. Tomorrow's the day. Sunday, I reveal my entire DCA portfolio. So definitely tune in for that. Remember, it's going to be really easy if we have a pullback coming up for the fear, the uncertainty, the doubt, the bears to come back in and be like, that was just a fake to the top. Well, listen, we know that this journey we're on is inevitable with a capital Bitcoin B. I'm on this journey. You're on this journey. Michael Saylor's on this journey. It's incredibly exciting times, and I'm honored to be part of your journey. If I'm providing any value to you whatsoever by these daily videos, you can really just give back to me by commenting below a thank you or a comment for support. These comments really do mean so much. So thank you for that. It's the community that I do this for, and that's what I love to see every single day. I recognize the people that post comments every single day, and I really do appreciate you. You know that I respond to you because it's inevitable. And like Michael Saylor says, there is no second best.
What's the second best? There is no second best.